Hey, sports fans, Louie Diamond live in the Better Center Studios here in Las Vegas, Nevada. And we are coming with some college football action for you here today that is going to put a little bit of money in your pocket. Have Anthony and Asor joining us here in a short minute. And hopefully after that we'll have Jack 7 if time permits, which I should be able to get something into that. But the thing is before we get into that, I have to chime in the biggest topic in the sports and, well, it is the biggest topic in the political world, but really the biggest topic in the political world right now should be what's going on in Puerto Rico. But the media has, of course, have the National Anthem to worry about. And as we talk about this National Anthem, that's been blowing over, obviously, you know, you have people with that have opinions on both sides of the coin. I most certainly have a definitive opinion on one side of the coin, but on the other side of the coin, there is absolutely no doubt that there is a place for argument. But the way I really see this is an absolute play by the money man. This is not a black-white issue. Yes, there's been a racism issue in America, and there's no doubt that that has been a problem for many people on all sides of the color spectrum. But at the end of the day, okay, this is a media-sponsored event. An absolute media-sponsored event. This is not about Black Lives Mattering. This is about the money men taking control and having you, in a sense, kneel to them in submission. Yes, I am not for the kneeling, but let me tell you why I'm not for the kneeling. It's not because blacks have been treated unjustly. There's no doubt that's happened, okay? But at the end of the day, the reason why it's happened is because of the money man. The money man. We have black sheep. We have white sheep. At the end of the day, sheep. That's what we are. We are sheep to the money man. So when the money man puts all over the news that we have problems between the black sheep and the white sheep, no. It's really a problem with the money man forcing these issues out in the media, letting things like this slip at the top. The abuse, yes, the bad cops, they do get away with it because they are looking the other way, all the way at the top. Because all the way at the top, what they want to do is they want to divide America. Roger Goodell, the NFL commissioner, is a globalist. The NFL, a global corporation. This is the corporation that's financing the Antifa, the BLM movement. Who's financing them? The money man. Look at Cynthia McKinney. Why is Cynthia McKinney, do you have the graphic there for me, the image there, Eugene, on Cynthia McKinney? Let me tell you something about Cynthia McKinney, okay? Congresswoman who had no idea what the Zionist regime, the political Zionist regime was. It's the war machine. But when she started trying to help the people of Palestine, she faced the war machine. At the end of the day, her quote says it all. As soon as he gets it up there, her quote says it all. I guess Black Lives Matters when George Soros and the Rothschilds say Black Lives Matter. This is funded by the money. Who are the money? The money is the media, the colluding government, and the Nazis. At the end of the day, that's right. Okay, when you go and you kneel at one of these events, you are kneeling to the corporate gods that financed this event. the same people you are pissed off against. Is that a coincidence, guys? Are you kidding me? You need to wake up. At the end of the day, when you are protesting for the NFL, for the media, for the shadow government. Bottom line, who is the shadow government? The shadow government. The Rothschilds, the Soroses of the world, the people that are moving society with an invisible hand. If it gets on the news play all day, they financed it. There's a filter. Here's the news. There's the filter. The only thing that goes through the filter has to get approved. Think about that when Sunday rolls around. So, now that I'm on my soapbox, it's actually ironic because my first guest is Anthony Nassor, a black gentleman. I have no idea what his true opinion is. I just told him I'm going on a rant here before I put you on, and your opinion is coming next. Anthony Nassor, welcome. Welcome.
Hey, how you doing?
Doing fantastic today. Getting ready to make some money.
That's right. We're ready to make some money today. I really don't have too much of an opinion on the kneeling. I'm sort of neutral on it because I can see both sides. I also know that a lot has been lost as to why exactly it started in the first place. So I don't know. It's one of those type of deals where everybody's going to have some kind of good conversation about it. It's a good thing to have in the cafe. You can talk about it all day long. But that's not here nor there.
Turn the camera down a little bit.
Move on.
Tilt it up. There you go. There we go.
All right.
There you go. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, no problem, man. I'm out here at the field, as you can see.
Absolutely. Beautiful day.
Beautiful California day. All right, so let's start off with the first one here. We were liking South Carolina in the game against Texas A&M, plus the points. I think right now, what's the number right now? We got a 7.5. What do we got now?
Live number on Texas A&M is we got 7s and 7.5s. A lot big steam on that total, 55.5 down to 49. But right now we got 7 and 7.5, both showing across the board.
Nice. Yeah, we got a 7.5, and the reason why we really like this game is actually some of those situations that are called motivation, situation, and familiarity are all key components in this game. We really like the points because Texas A&M is coming off that overtime thriller against Arkansas, and they've got to be tired after playing those extra quarters. We look to take those points to South Carolina, that good defense, to come in there and actually possibly upset them today. So taking the points is good. Taking the money line is even nicer bonus.
Well, I can tell you this. The Aggies are 18 and 37 against the number versus a team with a winning record. So that's an impressive number for the fade, betting against them. So good number for South Carolina, who is also 5-1-1 their last 7 games after they've had a game of allowing a poor defensive struggle. So they usually bounce back when they give up 280 yards or more in the passing game. The following week, they'll turn around and cover that game. So a 9-23 for the Aggies, the last 32 conference games. So I see a little dog barking there for you today. Possible outright winner, you're thinking, huh?
Oh, yeah. I think they're going to win it outright. I think that money line is just a good bonus on this thing. Last time I checked, it was like about 230, 240. It might be around that same area now. That's a real good pot of crumbs for you to have to eat on this evening.
All right. So we got Texas A&M with or South Carolina as a dog plus a 7 or 7.5 because there are 7.5s out there. So if you're shopping, guys, obviously do the work. It's out there, and a potential outright dog winner. What else are we looking at today?
We were looking at Air Force today. They're traveling out to go play New Mexico, which we love running dogs. This is really a very primo play. Air Force is off an improbable win over San Diego State last week, which we had that side. I think that this is one of those trap games after they get to feeling really good about themselves, coming up with that win over San Diego State. This game right here, New Mexico will bring it to them. They're going to bring the hammer to them all game long. I expect this game to be something of a mild upset. This point spread alone will tell you that the teams are pretty evenly matched. But being at home, we've got to roll with New Mexico.
All right, so New Mexico today versus Air Force, looking for a mild upset there. And any things that you guys are just kind of looking at, or that's it? That's what you pulled your trigger on large here today?
We've got some other plays that we have. There are a couple of early ones we have. Person wants to get a hold of those, the best way to do is to go to Better Center, LVspn, and get that package for the day and blast away. We've got about 6 or 7 moves coming up within the 9 through 12:30 area, so we look to get off to a good running start today.
All right. Thank you very much. There you go. The overs hitting this matchup with A&M and Air Force, 4 straight, 5 out of last 6. And the dog has covered 4 out of 5, and and Air Force 0-5 against the Lobos. So a couple nice things going in your favor here today with the numbers and the trends as well. So, wonderful. Got so once again, Anthony Nassour, local Reno Sharp VIP on the Better Center board. Appreciate you joining us here again today with some good, solid information. And hopefully you'll join us again here tomorrow with some NFL stuff. Maybe you get us some halftime action again like you did a couple weeks ago. Popped a nice few winners for us.
Yes, first halves.
Glad you're available this weekend. Nice hearing from you again, Anthony. We'll see you again here tomorrow.
Yes, you will, Lou.
Absolutely. All right, great. Thanks again to Anthony. So Anthony Nassour, Reno Sharp VIP. Once again, you go to LVspn.com. Look for him out there. He's got some other plays out there. Gave you 2 nice solid plays today. One with Texas A&M and one with New Mexico. And as a small home dog, getting about 3 points as a home dog. The Air Force New Mexico game opened has been steamed a little bit to the under. And we had a little bit of an oversteam on the Texas A&M South Carolina game. I'm sorry, understeam there as that game opened up 55.5, currently seeing as low as 48.5. So definitely some steam on the under right there. And other steam that's happened here this week is as we go through, and we'll wait and see if we can get a hold of Jack 7 to come in. And I think he's got a few winners for us here today. Got some nice numbers. He's been on fire. This guy's been popping winner after winner after winner. If you haven't been paying attention, it's time to start paying attention to Mr. Jack 7. So hopefully Eugene can get him on there real quick for us here. And East Carolina and South Florida was a big steam to the over. 69 up to 73.5, but now the buyback is on as it's down to 72.5. NC State, big steam today, 11.5 point favorite as the opener, up to 14 right now. And so a little steam there on NC State. The Eastern Michigan, Kentucky game. A lot of steam there on the over. 44.5 up to as high as 50 right now. And next game right underneath it, Ball State and Western Michigan. Big steam on the under. 62 all the way down to 52 right now. 10-point move. Now there's a window for a nice middle opportunity, wouldn't you think? All right, then we have Boston College, touch of a steam, 9-10, not seeing much there. The big steam on the over in the Akron Bowling Green game opened at 51. Now it's up to 58. So a lot of steam on the totals. And really, if you're playing middles and you're looking for windows, that's where you need to be. On Wednesdays, they start popping the totals out in the college football. They go the same way. These certain teams go the same way every week, guys. All you have to do is know which ones that they're going to steam over and which ones they're going to steam under. It's usually the same teams. And if you get on it early, you get these nice windows come game time. So like right now, they got the buyback on. Now, like I said, Akron had 51, opened at 51, put up to 57. So big steam there. UMass and Ohio, 50 to 53.5, so a little steam on the over. But really, UMass is the steam there as they open up 8.5, down to 4. Well, I shouldn't advertise that corporate elitist corporation. that wants me to kneel, submit to him. Don't do it, guys. That's my opinion. It is a submission. So Houston Temple, 14. Houston opens up 14. Temple gets the steam down to 10.5. And the over with Cincinnati Marshall gets a little steam, 50.5 to 53. And Eugene, any luck with no? You're trying. Eugene's still trying to get Jack 7. So we'll see if we can find him here on. He's here. I'm telling you to call in right now, Jack, so we can get you live here. And guys, handicappers, it's real easy to log in. If you want to log in, get on the screen, talk some game with us. It's real easy. All you need is an Android phone. I send you out to a link. I give you a 9-digit number, enter in the password, and bam, here we are. We're live with you. So, and it looks like he's on. I think we might need Anthony to hang up. He says he's on, Eugene. So while we're trying to get the technical difficulties out, because Jack is sitting there, he's been waiting for us. Navy, Tulsa. Navy gets a lot of steam, -3, up to 8.5 right now. Let me tell you a little story about Tulsa. Forget about Tulsa. Let me tell you a little story about Navy. They are the greatest road underdog in the history of college football, and it's not even close. This is a team, when they're on the road, covers 70% of the time, and it's not just over a season or two. It's over 30 seasons. That's all. 30 seasons. Close to 70% cover. You know what that means? They pay attention to what's happening. They don't get to go party. They are focused on the road. He's really only had a few coaches in between there, but at the end of the day, you got a military team that doesn't have the ability to go out and enjoy those weekends like the other college students do, and that shows up on the point spread. And those are the things that we look for when we're looking for games. So you want to keep things like that in mind. Indiana, Penn State, game opens up 58.5. It's now 63. So what do I want to tell you about Indiana? They've always been an oversteam. Now, for the past couple of years, it hasn't been quite the way it was. But you always want to keep a look on that. Penn State should be an oversteam because they have been quite the over team, but they're not always an oversteam. You'd be surprised about that. So SMU, here's a team that's crushing everybody right now, and now they got a very weak UConn team. This could be a nice little opportunity for SMU to pour it on once again. Last 3-4 games, they've just been pouring it on. Total gets steamed from 67 up to 76 right now. So obviously they're telling you that SMU going to be putting the points on the board again here today. And if that's the case, how do you not going to lay the 17 points here? Should be a nice solid winner. SMU is going to be a nice solid play for me today, and I think you could take advantage of it. And then if you want to take advantage of another play, I have my Big 12 total of the year going today. It's a huge play going, and all you got to do is text free winner to 90210. You text free winner to 90210. That play will come to you automatically on an automated message. Some people text a little bit before the message got out there. Retext again. It's no big deal. You'll get the play. And if you have a problem texting, if you're on T-Mobile or Cricket, you're not going to get the play. It doesn't work with those services. Fire me off an email, louisdiamond@gmail.com. I'll be happy to get you my Big 12 total of the year, absolutely free, and something that you'll be able to work in nicely with SMU. SMU is going to be a solid play here today, too. I think you're going to be able to take advantage of that. Now, UCLA and Colorado didn't do too much movement at all this week. Could be an exciting game. Could be a very exciting game. Cal and Oregon, you're always looking to play a Cal-Oregon game over, but not lately. So that's a little worrisome. So no movement on that total. And Oregon State, Washington, that one went from 63 down to 59. I'm not liking that. But Washington, if they do what they do and they blow them out in the first half, they won't put any points on the second half. So I would say Washington and over in the first half, and then probably come to the under in the second half. That's really how Washington rolls when they control a game, if they control a game. And if they don't control a game, it's probably an under. So, Coastal Carolina, big under steam there now, 58.5 down to 53.5, 11 down to 8. So they're thinking Coastal Carolina is going to get that running game in motion and control the clock. Do a fine job here today. So a little steam on Coastal Carolina, a little steam on the under. Might make some sense right there. As South Carolina and Texas A&M, as we said earlier, that game got steamed to the under. And Anthony Nassau, Reno Sharp VIP, gave us that as a nice play. Gave us South Carolina as a nice dog. So now let's bring, before we get too ahead of ourselves, let's bring in Jack 7. Sorry about the delay, Jack, but better late than never. And I know you got some good stuff for us here today. What's happening?
Great. Nice to see you, Louie. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I have a couple of the big games. I know some of those lines sometimes are a little sharp, but I really think there's a little bit of a market correction on the Clemson-Virginia Tech game. We have 2 new quarterbacks. It's a huge game at home for Virginia Tech. I do think the redshirt freshman there could cause a little bit of trouble, but I just look for Clemson, the defense there, to really pick it up. I mean, they held Boston College to 7, Louisville to 21, Auburn to 6. I think the Clemson defense holds them, and I think Clemson covers the -7.
All right. So another dog there for us today in the Better Center group with Clemson. Virginia
Yes.
Tech, I'm sorry. Virginia Tech plus the 7. A nice little home dog. Tigers, they've been tearing it up, so it's very hard to be betting against them. But when you want to bet against a team that's been tearing it up, you got another team that's been tearing it up against the spread. 7 out of the last 8 for Virginia Tech covering against the spread. So you got a hot team right there, and the home team has, but the home team's covered 5 out of the last 7. So we'll see what happens here today. But
Right.
Nice play for you. Good play, solid play, free play, or real play. What are we thinking?
That was the free one. One of my real ones today, I really like. I know it kind of goes against what people are thinking, but the Colorado at UCLA game, that really has me intrigued. I really like Colorado getting the 7 on this one.
Okay. Why are you thinking that?
Both teams. The turnover margin, I think, is really it becomes a lot more important in the college game. Colorado's still at 0, and UCLA's -5 in turnovers.
Yeah, that's that. They're a lot more riskier, and I'm not sure if Rosen's the quarterback of the future that they say he is. I think he gets a real test here today. So
Absolutely, and UCLA's run game has pretty much been non-existent. They have given up defensively. They've given up 48 and 58 the last couple of weeks, and Colorado can score. So I really like them, even though they're away. Big Pac-12 game, but I do like Colorado +7 on this one.
yeah, okay. The road game doesn't matter for the Buffaloes. 6 out of the last 7, they've covered the number, so that doesn't matter. What you got to worry more about the fact that they haven't covered 6 out of the last 7. Overall. So it seems the road seems to be the place for them. Bruins haven't done a job against the spread either, so don't like to lay points with a team that's 1-5 their last 6 games overall either. A little bit of an over pace for the Bruins at home, 5 out of the last 6, but when they get in the conference games, 9-4-1 to the under. The underdog has covered the last 4 in this matchup, and the road team 4 out of the last 5. So a nice little spot for a nice little road dog. I'm thinking maybe a possible outright win.
Absolutely. I would sprinkle a little on the money line for that one as well also.
We've been hitting some money lines here, haven't we?
Well, the reason I like those, I mean, as you know, you get a good price on those, but when the numbers are really, really shooting that game's going to be a lot closer, I love taking the points. A good example last night was the Washington State game.
Yes. Definitely had Washington State there yesterday. I had some over, though, also, so that didn't help. I got close, but not there.
Yeah.
But luckily,
Yeah.
Washington State did what they were supposed to do. And, USC's not that impressive, I guess, right now. I'm not sure.
Right, yeah.
But,
Right,
Leach may
definitely.
have that team going in the right places. It took them a little while. And they are, now they finally got a little defense, actually, which they never had with that offense. So a little something to hold
Right,
people
exactly.
back. So, all right. Next game. Anything else?
Next one. This one I think will surprise some people. It's kind of a lesser known team versus one of those big name brand teams. I really, really like Troy getting 20, and I think it was up to 20 and a half here before I got on. But Troy has a bye. This is their Super Bowl. LSU at Florida next week, so it could be a little bit of an overlook on this one. I do think LSU wins. Right. And I do think Troy is one of the better defensive teams in the Sun Belt. So if there's any kind of letdown on this one, Troy plus 20, really, really good value with almost 3 touchdowns on this one.
Yeah, Troy's actually been an up-and-comer for the past few years. But unfortunately on the road right now, 1-4 their last 5 road games. But nothing for LSU to write at home either. 0-3-1 their last 4 home games. Troy has been an under team. LSU's been an under team, and possibly a little bit of an under edge in there, but possibly big win for LSU last week as well. That was
True.
This is the sandwich game. 20-point road dog in the sandwich game. I like the way you're thinking. I definitely like the way you're thinking.
Right. Until they prove to me they can be a little more consistent scoring, I think they are struggling a little bit. And then with that letdown, kind of like we look at, you play really well, kind of a little bit off, and you have that big next game next weekend at Florida. I just think it's a good spot for Troy to sneak up and play them pretty close.
Awesome. All right. Any other games before you give us a little plug?
That's the one. Those are the big 3 I have. And I just wish everybody good luck this week. Let's beat the books and cash out a little bit.
All right. I appreciate you joining us again, Jack. We'll see you again tomorrow morning with a little NFL look. Looks to be a busy day for us tomorrow in the NFL, so we might have a nice lot of information for everybody. So don't forget, Jack 7, Pirate Sports Group, and you can find him at piratesportsgroup.com, or you can find him on bettercenter.com, and giving us some great information. He's hit some really nice dogs, and for services, you're looking for some graphs, some great information that you can sell to your customers. Jack's your guy. But if you're just looking for the picks so you can bet, Jack seems to be your guy too right now, guys. He's hitting these dogs on the money line. Maybe hits another one here for you today. So that is it for today. You got my little political rant. Maybe we will cross over into the sports political world if you guys can handle the truth a little bit. So we'll see. But yes, as far as I am concerned, this is a corporate event, kneeling, and they're taking advantage of a situation that they created. This is called problem, reaction, solution. Okay? There's a name to it. Create the problem, racism. Get the reaction, kneeling. What is the solution? You just kneeled. You tell me. It's Louie Diamond. I'll see you again here tomorrow morning with some NFL for you. And I know my buddy Big Rick will be here tomorrow. And I'm going to get his opinion on that flag because it's a little bit different than mine, and he has one. So let's ride it. I'll see you here tomorrow. Look for us tomorrow, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, noon Eastern, for Better Center Live.